I mean, it definitely fuels me, makes me a little bit angry, some of the comments, but I'm quite good at channeling that into my fight, when people say things that annoy me, then when we meet in the cage, I just kind of express my emotions through my performances, so that's what I'll continue to do. Get so much support, it's been amazing, being over here in the States, I feel like I've got so many more eyes in Bulgaria watching me, which surprised me because I thought I would lose it being in the States. Yeah, people do say to me all the time, your fight counts are harder than your actual fight. So, I mean, in a tournament like this, it's working well, because I come out with no injuries and I want to get straight back to training. So it's working well for me, but yeah, I'll continue to keep doing that if I can. Yeah, I wish sometimes I could switch my whole phone off and just not speak to anybody, just go to the gym, come home, but that's not how this game works. You have to promote yourself, you have to speak to people, you have to share your journey. People want to know about what's happening with us fighters. So I'm sure she wishes she was in my position. I think she would love to have all the media and be co-main event and be doing as well as I was in the tournament. She wanted to sit top seed, she didn't get top seed. So I'm sure she's a little bit bitter, but she'll get her chance. We'll meet one day in the cage. Let's hope she wins the next round, But I feel like a lot of girls in the tournament have been talking about me. But for me, it's just more and more people mentioning my name. It doesn't bother me.
Добре дошли в спортната джунгла. Соги Георгиев.
Дакота Дичева е на път да се превърне в най-популярната жена-боец на планетата Земя. Тя продължава своята битка за голямата награда от $1 милион в турнира на PFL, а следващият ти матч ще бъде на 2 август срещу Джена Бишъп. Днес специален гост в спортната джунгла ще бъде Дакота Дичева. Бордуинър продължава да помага на елитни български спортисти в преследването на техните мечти. Разгледайте и поръчите от протеиновите барове на компанията от техния онлайн магазин. Точният адрес е долу в описанието. Много от съперничките на Дакота Дичева започнаха с психологическите атаки. Те обвиняват Дакота и PFL, че осигуряват по-лесни съпернички на Красавицата с български корени. Какъв отговор на Дакота Дичева? Ще чуете след мъничко. Arnold Foods имат нова изненада за всички почитатели на вкусната и здравословна храна. Протеинов сладолед, с който да се разхладите през лятото. Точните адреси на всички ресторанти на Arnold Foods, откъдето бихте могли да си вземете сладолед, може да видите долу в описанието. Дакота Дичева е наясно, че с изкачването нагоре в ранглистата и в стълбичката на световното ММА идват и много отговорности. Но как тя успява да се справи с безбройните интервюта и спонсорски ангажименти, ще чуете след мъничко в едно много откровенно интервю. Ако това видео ви харесва, дайте едно лайкче, абонирайте се за YouTube канала Спортната джунгла и задължително натиснете камбанката, за да получавате известия за всеки наш нов клип. В социалните мрежи Facebook и Instagram може да видите актуални новини от света на спорта. А ако искате да подкрепите Спортната джунгла, може да станете членове на нашия YouTube канал и ще получите специални изненади. Очаквам от вас долу в коментарите какво ще се случи на 2 август. Дакота Дичева срещу Джена Бишъп. Полуфинал от турнира на PFL. А голямата битка за $1 милион тепърва предстои по-късно през годината. Приятно гледане! Здравей, как си?
Добре съм. Ти?
Много добре, отлично, винаги когато те видя. So, maybe next time we could do an entire interview on Bulgarian, because I heard your brother, Cody, who was speaking very well Bulgarian last time when there were some Bulgarian guys doing interview with your entire family.
Yeah, Cody is very good. He's a lot better than me, so maybe he will do that, yeah. He's here actually in Florida now with me, so if you ever wanted to do an interview with him, I'm sure he would do it.
Great. I'm sure I'm going to do someday an interview with him. So let me know, you're now in Florida, the Sunshine State, and I always wanted to ask a pro MMA fighter who is based in Florida how you are able to resist the beaches, the sunshine, the good weather during the summer, and instead of that to focus only on your training camp.
I mean, I mix it in. I don't avoid it. On the weekends, that's what I do. I go and relax by the beach, and soak up the sun. In between training, sometimes I will relax by the pool, and I actually quite like that. It kind of makes me switch off a little bit. When I'm home in England, I think sometimes I just I kind of go here, there, and everywhere, and with friends, and that's mainly what kind of tires you out in between training. But relaxing by the pool, going to the beach, that kind of stuff is actually really relaxing, so it's good recovery.
Nice. And this year you are going from camp to camp, don't have much time to rest compared to, for example, last year PFL Europe tournament. Now you've got your third match in 6 months. Did you ever been in such a heavy schedule?
I mean, I'm used to fighting maybe I fought 4 times in 1 year before, but it's been over the whole year. Whereas, like you said, this has been really short space of time, so it's definitely new for me. But I'm really enjoying it. Camp's going really well each time. Like I said, I think relaxing by the pool and staying active and recovering well is kind of helping. So far so good, but yeah, it is a lot. Straight back to camp, as soon as you've had your fight, and back to training again, it can get a little bit tiring sometimes.
But it seems that kind of non-stop training, fights, everything is getting very well for you. You are looking better and better with each fight. Do you know that you beat your last 7 opponents in a total time of 34 minutes and 45 seconds? How that sounds to you? 7 opponents in less than 35 minutes.
Wow. Yeah. People do say to me all the time, your fight counts are harder than your actual fights. So, I mean, in a tournament like this, it's working well, because I come out with no injuries and I want to get straight back to training. So it's working well for me, but yeah, I'll continue to keep doing that if I can.
Great, I wish that to happen. And you made another first round demolition against Chelsea Hackett. It was your first co-main event on such level. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems that you spent way more time doing press conference, sponsorship stuff compared to your previous fights. How you manage to deal with that? Because it's entirely different than just to train.
Yeah, it is a lot. I had to do a lot of traveling to promote the fight during camp. So 3 weeks out, I was going to New York and then Connecticut to do some media and things like that, which mentally can sometimes throw you off. I'm one of them people that likes to stay on schedule. I have my fight training set out for the week and I know what sessions I've got. So when I have to travel and do media and I'm training in different places and working out in the hotel gym, it sometimes mentally can be a little bit destructive, and I have to really kind of just zone in and just go with the flow. So it can get a little bit too much, but I suppose it's only going to get worse the higher up I get. So I just have to keep learning and dealing with it and just enjoying it.
Did you have a moment that you would like just to lock the door on your room and do not go out for interviews or for some basketball matches that you need to go?
Yeah, I wish sometimes I could switch my whole phone off and just not speak to anybody, just go to the gym, come home, go to the gym, come home. But that's not how this game works. You have to promote yourself, you have to speak to people, you have to share your journey. People want to know about what's happening with us fighters. So, having people like you and, other media outlets to speak about it really helps, grow the sport. So it's important that we do it.
And thanks to those interviews, so many Bulgarians are used to watch you right now and they are cheering for you and they hope that you are going to win the event, the entire tournament.
They do. I get so much support. It's been amazing. Being over here in the States, I feel like I've got so many more eyes in Bulgaria watching me, which surprised me because I thought I would lose it being in the States. I thought I would lose the kind of Eastern European side. But I feel like it's still, you know, all the support is coming and getting bigger and bigger, so I'm super happy with that, yeah.
You are followed by almost all fight sports media in Bulgaria when you've got some fight and after the fight. Let me ask you something. Your next opponent, Jena Bishъp, she lost for the first time in her career against Santos with a split decision. What do you think about this fight and the split decision? What's your opinion when you watch that fight?
Yeah, I thought Jena did quite good against her. I think a lot of people underestimated her and thought that, you know, she wasn't going to be able to stay on the same level as Talia. So she impressed me in that way because, you know, she got a split decision. It was back and forth all the time. But honestly, I feel like I'm not sure she will do the same against me. So I'm excited for the fight and I'm expecting, you know, a tough girl in front of me, but she's not going to be getting back in the win column with me, that's for sure. Her
main weapon is grappling and she's got a lot of submissions, but you already were tested against some grapplers. Do you think that she could be your toughest test up to now regarding her grappling skills?
Yeah, maybe she could. Yeah, if you look at her record, you know, she was unbeaten before her last fight. She does get a lot of submissions, so it's definitely going to be a real test for me. And obviously she's used to fight Bellator, so she's used to the big stage and things like that. So it's definitely going to be a really exciting fight, and I'm sure a lot of people are excited for this one. I think this is one where everyone thinks I'm going to get tested, so we'll see what happens.
Everybody really wants to see you tested by some way, because even some of your opponents are saying things that you've got easy path towards the semi-final. For example, Santos, I think is more focused on you than the other fighters in the tournament. She said in an interview that you should be ashamed to be pushed so much by PFL. When you read that, when you heard those words, what came to your mind? Tell me honestly.
Yeah, honestly, I don't really care, you know. If she was, I'm sure she wishes she was in my position, you know. I think she would love to have all the media and be co-main event and, you know, be doing as well as I was in the tournament. She wanted to sit top seed. She didn't get top seed. So I'm sure she's a little bit bitter, but, you know, she'll get her chance. We'll meet one day in the cage. Let's hope she wins the next round, you know. But I feel like a lot of girls in the tournament have been talking about me. But, you know, for me, it's just more and more people mentioning my name. It doesn't bother me.
By the way, I spoke with Liz Carmouche before the previous round, and she told me that you are the favorite for the tournament because you started very well. You've got only wins, you are unbeaten, and from a veteran like her to say something like that, I think it means a lot. How do you?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's how I have to see it, you know. Someone like Liz Carmouche, Bellator champion, she's been in the UFC before, you know, and she's talking about me in the tournament being the one to look out for. So I have to take it as a compliment, you know. I knew before I started this tournament, my coach actually said to me, everyone is going to be coming for you, everyone. So make sure you're prepared for that mentally and physically as well. But mentally, make sure you're prepared for people to be like, I want to beat her, you know, I want to be the first one to do it. So I've had that my whole career, you know. Everyone wants to take my first loss, and that's fine. They can keep going, but that's kind of what keeps me focused in training, keeps me motivated, because, you know, I'm not going to give that up so easily. That's for sure.
Do you get a little bit angry for a training when you heard somebody is calling your name? So you're going to a training and you're thinking, okay, one day I'm going to meet you, and you are even more intense during your training sessions.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely fuels me, makes me a little bit angry, some of the comments, but I'm quite good at channeling that into my fight, you know. When people say things that annoy me, then when we meet in the cage, I just kind of express my emotions through my performances. So that's what I'll continue to do. Keep very quiet, but just keep showing people in the cage for sure.
I'm pretty sure that you're going to watch the other semi-final. What is your prediction, Liz Carmouche versus Talia Santos? What do you think about this fight?
Yeah, I mean, a really exciting fight. You know, I'm excited to see them two face each other. I can't really call it, to be honest. You know, it's going to be a really good one to watch. I was talking about it yesterday with my brother, like who we think is gonna win, but I honestly don't know. I don't know. And I honestly don't really care. I will fight any of them. I'm not bothered. I'd like to fight both of them at some point anyway. So for me, I'm just excited to see a good fight and see who I face next.
Recently, you said in an interview that you think currently you are capable to beat even Alexa Grasso and Valentina Shevchenko, who are the top names from all the MMA women world at flyweight division. How came that confidence? When you've got that confidence?
Yeah, I mean, over the last year or so, I'm starting to believe in myself a lot more. Believe in my abilities. The amount of progress I've made throughout this tournament this year, inside the gym, not just in my fights, but in the gym, the progress I'm making. I believe 100% I will be up there with the likes of Alexa Grasso and people like that. 100% my abilities, I have them. It's just obviously I'm still young, I'm still learning, whether that's this year, next year, like I will be at that level was what I said. So I have no shame in saying that, I'm going to be at that level. It's just when, we'll see when the time's right.
With such a impressive fights that you made, what kind of details you are working in the gym? What kind of stuff you are trying to improve in the last few months?
Yeah, I mean, everything. There's never really like a specific area. Obviously, I work a lot of like defense, takedowns, because everyone wants to take me down and I want to strike. But I'm still just improving my grappling as well. If it goes to the floor, I'm still very comfortable to be able to, know what I'm doing on the floor. I'm not scared of hitting the ground and having to work there. So that's definitely something I work on. But also my striking, I feel like each fight I kind of win a different way. Sometimes it's a body shot, sometimes it's a stoppage a different way. So I feel like my striking is still evolving all the time. So that's obviously something I still work as well.
This year you became a teammate of Conor McGregor. Both of you got the same manager. How you choose Odi Attar, and what is different to work with a person like him who's got so many big champions in MMA in the last few years?
Yeah, so that came about. My manager kind of is now merged a little bit with Paradigm. So, they're like UK based, my manager, but now he's working with Paradigm. So they've kind of joined forces a little bit, and now they're helping with my career, which is obviously amazing. We've only just recently started working together, but so far so good this year. We've got some big plans coming up, and it's just nice to have some guidance, from people that have done such big things with athletes in this sport. So I'm excited to see what happens there.
Great. One last question. When you are going to return to Bulgaria to see your family, I know that you love to be here in Bulgaria.
Yeah, I think that's one thing I've really, really missed about this year, and the one thing I've struggled with being in a tournament is that I haven't had any chance to go home or to go back to Bulgaria. And it's sad for me because I'm used to like going there all the time, just flying all the time and seeing family. So it's definitely something I've missed. Hopefully at the end of this year I'll be able to go back and see family, maybe spend Christmas there, but we'll see what happens next year as well. But for sure I'll be back as soon as I can. Yeah.
Amazing. I wish you all the best during your next fight at the beginning of August 2nd, your semi-final match, Дакота Дичева. Huge thanks and good luck.
Thank you so much.
Чао и до нови срещи. Благодаря ти още веднъж.
Чао, чао. Мерси много.